A quick look at a future project, possibly. I may have to do something about this. This comes out of a hot tub. This is the controller for a hot tub. This is the schematic, what's left of it. Most of it's burned up. So I got two big relays here. One's for the heater, one's for the pump. Actually, the pump relay feeds the heater relay as well, so it can't, heat without pumping until I screwed all that up. Kind of a Hall of Shame type video. So in the middle of the winter when this thing failed first, well, it's actually been failing for years, but it failed bad one winter. I grabbed the thermostat off the wall for 220 volt, 240 volt heating, baseboard electric heat, and I just cobbled this sucker in here, left it against the manifold to more or less give me some feedback for heat. And I've been going years that way. I hate to say it, to the point where I even grabbed another one off the wall when one of them burned up. I'm not going to keep doing that. It doesn't work very well. This one burned up too. You can see I sliced it open and attempted to repair it. That didn't last too long. It burned up right away. So I got to do something more realistic with this. But it's just to show you the kind of damages that can happen in 18 years of carrying heavy power. I'm going to freehand the rest of this video and try to get you a closer look at some of these burned up components. So it's kind of hard to shoot this because it's all full of carbon black. But you can see the terminal of this relay is just completely burned off. And this terminal is all black. This is what a wire nut looks like when it burns up. You can see the spring is still holding the wires together, but it's gotten so hot that the wire cap is just totally burned up. Here's another burned up wire. This went actually to, I don't know, I'll have to figure that out. You can just see how nasty that copper looks. And here's the main neutral connection. I had to take one wire off. I had another wire on here I had to get loose to get this box out of here. But you see they're all black. And the wire nut that was holding them was seen better days too. It's not going to get reused, of course. But everything's burned up. This terminal here is starting to burn up. It's all burnt in here. What else is burned up? Fuse holder burned up. This wasn't a fuse holder. This was to a switch or something that I bypassed. So what a wreck. Here's a circuit I built at one point trying to make this thing work. There's long stories to all those. I made several circuits and none of them really were satisfactory. So I don't know, I may just replace this whole box. It's not extremely expensive. It's not cheap. But I'm debating whether to try to fix this. I had a whole project set up for this thing and I never finished it. And the other thing weighing on me is the hot tub itself. Is the cabinet is starting to rot. So even if I replace all this stuff, I'm still going to do something with the hot tub in a few years anyway. So it may be time to shop for a new hot tub, or it may be time to get the hot tub. I got it in a small recess. I'm going to have to get a helper to get it out of there. So I'm either going to have to rebuild the cabinet in addition to rebuilding the electronics, or just get a whole new hot tub. I really value my hot tub. It's very nice coming home from skiing. Long day skiing, to be able to jump in a hot tub and and it's outside, so it's kind of cool to be out in the snow and be warm, in a hot tub and relaxing after a long day skiing. Here's my little project box of things I've done with this hot tub, other attempts from previous years and stuff. I had this on the wall. This is really cool. I need to put this back up. It went to a thermocouple, which not a thermocouple, but a LM34 Fahrenheit temperature sensor, reads directly in millivolts, and then this meter was geared to basically read directly from that, all analog. Then I had a second one down here. I was going to make a double, one for outdoor temperature and one for hot tub temperature. And somehow I've never gotten the time to get that back up. Really valuable to have, though. This is definitely a project I need to get back to. This is what I was going to replace the relays with. I was going to do both poles. So, one side of the 240 volt line on one side, one on the other. That's why I got the relays paired the way they are. So this would be the primary relays and the secondary relays, fan and heater, or vice versa. So I started to make this thing up, but then I noticed that it was too tall for my housing, among other problems. So I had a little trouble with fit. So I never really finished this project. This is probably what's going to go in here, though, if I decide to rebuild it at all at this point. I wonder if there's any more of my little projects in here. There's all kinds of goodies in here. I won't bore you with some of the previous attempts I've done. But none of them really worked. I used a comparator at one point. I don't know why I couldn't get that to work right. Then I used some simple transistor circuits. Nothing really worked right. I can make the mechanical circuit didn't really work right either, as far as that goes. It always had a problem with overheating the hot tub, and then popping the emergency overheat switch. And I think I could cure that, using this mechanical system. I think I could cure it with a delay relay on the heater. If there was some delay before the heat turned down, I think it would stop the overheating problem, because it would force the water to circulate for a while before it started heating, which would give, the temperature sensors a more realistic picture of what's going on. Otherwise, it just runs for a short period of time. The manifold water is cold, but the hot tub water isn't as cold as the manifold in the winter, So it ends up overheating the hot tub. Even with the original mechanical setup working properly, it just didn't ever really work right.